I have a few words to share and some thoughts to share with you. Some of you might want to hear my thoughts about what's happened today in the stock market and all that stuff, but I don't know much about that, so I won't share them. What I do want to talk about is I want to expand on some of the things you heard this morning from Governor Schwarzenegger and Mayor Reed about conditions here in California. Teddy Roosevelt said, "Far and away the best prize that life has to offer is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." My friends, I want to offer you an opportunity to join me in work worth doing. California is in real trouble, and this region is in real trouble and in need of a new era of business leadership, not business defense, business leadership. Please let me explain. For the past few years, we've been warning that if we didn't act, we'd be facing serious problems. Well, we have crossed the Rubicon. As a state, we have failed to act, and the question isn't if we will head downhill. The question is, will we pull out of this tailspin? Now, how many of you here love the Bay Area? Love the Bay Area. And how many of you love California? Love California. You either were born here or you came here. Either way, you love this place. Well, then let me say it. You ought to be really upset, because your roads, your bridges, and your schools, along with your water infrastructure, your state's economy, its credit rating, these things simply don't go from first to worst in the nation unless something is deeply flawed. Next in line, will it be our public research institutions and our major universities? You know the UC system has been slashed now year after year, with the CSU system and the community colleges right alongside them. And the worst cuts, as the governor said earlier, may be yet to come. You know that if we lose our leadership in research and in our higher education, that's going to be pretty much it for the Bay Area, and our best days will have been behind us. Now, here's some unsettling news. Our crippling unemployment, our governmental dysfunction, and all the other things together have halted what had been an unbroken wave of global migration stretching back to the gold rush. For the first time since statehood, California will not receive a single additional congressional seat as a result of the latest census. Imagine that. And if this isn't the road to ruin, then tell me what is. It's a Californian ideal, I think an American ideal as well, that every generation has a responsibility to leave a place better than they found it. Can we honestly say that we're doing that? And if not, then we have some work ahead of us, don't we? The challenges we face are very, very real. They are serious, and they are many. But we must not give up. Now, there are some who might prefer to deny it, but we vie in a planet-wide economic competition against other parts of the world. Mega regions like Shanghai, London, New York, Bangalore, even South Florida, and many others desperately want what we take for granted, and they will do anything to get it, and that's just what they're doing. China is facing a huge healthcare crisis. So what are they doing? They're building 30,000 new hospitals over the next 5 years. Think about it. Singapore is targeting, and has been, the UC's best research talent with basically whatever it takes to get them to move to their country. And they're succeeding. Places like Louisiana, Canada, are offering extremely generous tax advantages and incentives to California's digital artists, drawing away the talent that built LucasArts and Pixar and others. Germany has installed stable and forward-looking policies regarding renewable energy, and as a result, much of the future of that industry is being invented there and not here. Other parts of the world are smirking. The Economist famously joined the chorus recently, asking if California is the first failed state. I put it to you, we cannot be patient about this any longer. So what are we as a business community doing about it? In my view, we're spending way too much time fighting tired old battles and playing small ball. The war of attrition with labor, or the environmental groups, or any other of the usual suspects has made us very, very good at the game of defense. Yeah, we're good. We can stop virtually anything from happening. But the power to kill pales to the power to create. Just look at our state. Look at what we're doing to the next generation. We need to start building again. We need a new era of reform, and we need to stop playing the childish game of false choices. In education, we fight over whether we need to reform our schools or whether we need to provide new revenue for our schools. Come on. Obviously, we need serious major reform, and we need serious new money. On our economy, we fight the battle over the environment versus jobs, constant conversation. Instead, we need to be leading the world in creating new green jobs that help the environment. In Sacramento, our state capital, we argue whether government is too big or whether it's too small. But what we need to do is focus on making our government work for all of us, and to do so efficiently. Now, some might question the scale of this ambition, and they might suggest that the system cannot tolerate too many big plans. But their memories are short, for they have forgotten what Californians have done before us. What the cynics fail to understand is that the ground has shifted beneath them, that the stale political arguments that have consumed us for so long, they simply don't apply any longer. The author Robert Schuller said, "Tough times never last, but tough people do." So it's time to get tough. We need to be tough, and we need to try something new. We're going to have to make tough choices, and we're going to have to make them together. First, we need to get the business community of our state aligned. I call on the leaders in this room and the business leaders outside this room to come together and unite in one common voice. We need to have one agenda. It's time to stop only playing defense, and it's time to start building again. It's time to invest, and it's time to compromise for our state's common good. It is time, oh, it is time to repair our state's dysfunctional government. It's time to fix our roads and to prepare for the earthquakes sure to come, to fix our water systems and to fix our schools. This is not a time to hide. This is a time to lead. There's nothing so satisfying to the spirit, so defining of our character, than giving our all to a difficult task. This is the price and the promise of business leadership in California. It was always that way. Ronald Reagan said, "You and I are told increasingly that we have to choose between a left and a right. But I would like to suggest that there is no such thing as left or right. There's only up and there's down." Our state needs us. Let's not let her down. At the Bay Area Council, we are working diligently on all the issues that have been talked about today and that I mentioned in this talk, and many, many others. Please, many of you are so involved in the Council, and I ask you and I plead with you, get involved. Get involved. Take the time. Get involved. Thank you very much.